All right, so here is a swing strategy for you guys to play with. I'm gonna show you what's going on first. First of all, we are using First Light Beacon set on the weekly zone right here, right? Intraday weekly. Okay, we have the end caps turned on, we have the beacon line turned on, and we can turn on the super smoother if we want it. I have not been using that for this. And we have Flex Orb. We have Flex Orb set to 15 and weekly 15. So what that's going to do is that's going to give us a weekly orb based off a 15-minute time frame. So that's this guy right here. So this would be right here is Sunday at 6 p.m. Boom, we get a new weekly orb. There's our end cut for the previous week. And what we are looking for is for the weekly zone to leave the orb. Okay, very simple. Weekly zone leaves the orb. That's what we want. Once that happens, we enter the trade. That's simple. Keep it super simple. I want to see the whole orb, the whole thing leave. Like I want to see it all leave. Or get a retest of it right there like that. Right? And then a breakout. Yeah, okay. I would get into that. What do? We're gonna buy, right? We're going to set our stop loss right here, and we're going to look for some liquidity to grab, right? So we're going to look for a high up here. And this is just one micro, just being realistic. If you were trading this with your own money, or, you know, you're using a swing account or whatever, we have a, an instant funded account. All right, for those of us that are in the futures community that want to swing trade, it's kind of hard when we're using prop firms because most of them won't let us swing. The ones that do let us swing have crazy rules and this and that, and I want to be able to buy, move my stop loss, take my profits. I don't want to worry about, well, if you do this or if you get 30% retracement and accounts blown for this reason and that reason and that blah blah. No, this is simple. It's instant funded. $625 starts at $44. Every 10% you scale up, they double your account up to 1.28 million right there. So that in itself is badass. So you could literally start with $44 invested for a $625 account. This is a live account, and double it every time you get 10%. So after you hit $62 in profit, it doubles. Right, then you get 125 and it doubles, and 250 and it doubles, and it just keeps doing that until you get to 1.28 million. There's a link in the description. Again, this is instant funding, and this is what I found, and this is what I'm using to swing trade with. For these right here that you can swing trade these with, and there is the trade right there. Is he gonna win? Boom, there it is. All right, so you get $900 that week on your swing trade for your weekly trade, and you would just keep doing that over and over again until you could afford a mini, and there you go. But I'll just give you examples. I literally was just going week to week on this and testing it out. I would just, you know, push you to run your own back tests. Maybe run 2-to-1s instead of looking for liquidity grabs or liquidity sweeps. But that's it. That is the strategy. It is super simple. It is a swing strategy, and if it's wrong, it usually is going the other way. So all you redo is just wait for your crossover of the zone and enter in and go the other direction, right? So it's not simple. It's not complicated. I mean, it is simple, and I think this is gonna make it so that a lot of people like this, and you can use alerts to get these zones, right? We can just set an alert at the high or low of the orb, and then when there's our breakdown right there, right? So buy, and then we're going to look at the stop loss, and then say we are just going to go for like a risk to reward. So we just want to do a 2-to-1, right? This is just your kind of a swing trade. We're holding it through the days. We have a prop firm that you can do this with that can hold, and it's actually instant funded. I'm going to link it in the description that you can use, and it's pretty cheap. It's not a futures prop firm. It is a forex prop firm, but it is instant funded, and you can hold these trades. right? And then as this is moving up, you can trail this zone with your stop loss if you want. But I would probably start, you know, trailing these swing lows. And there you go, 9:30. Yep, that's 9 a.m. Comes and gets you. But still, that was a 689 win. And that was on a Friday. So you actually held that all week long. And again, here is 6 p.m. on Sunday. So what are we looking for? We're looking for the zone to leave the orb. That's good enough. So we would sell. Our stop loss would go at the top of the orb, right? And then we're gonna target 2-to-1s, whatever, something like this. I would probably just target the end cap, and get what I could out of it. But that's almost a 2-to-1. It's just shy of it. And there you go. And so that week you would that would be pretty fast. That literally happened on Sunday night and was done Monday at 6 a.m. So you probably, now what I was saying is you could probably, if it crosses back up, you could probably get into that was probably premature. Hold on, let's see. If it crosses back up, yeah, no, okay, there was no rejection there. It's just chopping around. So yeah, if it was to actually cross up with some momentum, you could get into a long and target the highs, right? If you were looking at it. And there's a lot of these entries are going to be in the evening, so you can do this with a job. So this is a decent strategy to use to get into trades that you can hold, right? And just use proper risk management. Don't over leverage, and always at least get a 2-to-1 or go for a 2-to-1. So and that's why I've been waiting for the thing to fully come out most of the time, is because this came out a little bit and it did not drop. So I want to see this zone literally come out like that, right? I think I went too far, but right there it actually broke free. There's lines you can turn on these things, and you actually see the line break out. So I'll do that real quick on this one. So that would be the sell line right there. And you can see that line is actually crossed the orb on the close of this candle. So that would be a good buy, right? And our stop loss is going to go below the orb. We're risking 258. We have an end cap right here. I don't really like that. So we're just going to target the top of it and hope for the best, right? So, and boom, there it wins. So that is, and these ones are happening really fast because we're in some really good chop. But if you go back a couple weeks ago, about a month or two ago, when price was actually doing things and not, you know, tariff bullshit stuff and stuff like that, you actually get some really good moves. So here is a when was this? This was in August. Okay, so we're at the beginning of the week here, and we're waiting for the zone to break the opening range for the week. Right, and it's not moving, so we're getting stale. And there might be a possibility to automate this, but not yet. Got to be some tweaking to the strategy. Are we going to break the zone? Who knows, right? These are 15-minute candles, by the way. You can use whatever candles you want. I suggest you use the 15s. Yeah, I like those entries. So if it breaks out, comes down to retest, I'm going to actually take that because I have been. But if it comes down and breaks out and retest, and you get this big, nice momentum candle engulfing this right here, that's worth the risk right there on itself. In my opinion, just like this, you're rejecting the orb, and this is halfway out, and you're getting engulfing, you're getting momentum. I take those. I have been taking them. I'm pretty sure I took a couple earlier in the video. The risk is minimal, and we've got an end cap right there. So I'm going to go to the top since it's so close, and that's giving us over a 2-to-1 right here. And let's see what happens. We probably could target the high up there, but you don't want to push your luck too much. Oof. Oh, okay, there it goes. So there was 990 on that one. That's one micro, guys. You're holding this and you're making $909 with one micro. All right. And this is repeatable. And if you do this, you know, for a few months, you're gonna have a pretty good chunk of change, and you can start swapping over to minis, and this would end up, being $9,000, right? Almost 10 grand, with one mini. So I just wanted to throw that out there and show everybody this weekly strategy. So again, you're using the weekly zone on your first light beacon right here. Intraday, go to weekly. All this is selected, whatever. I don't have candle colors on and all the other settings. And I'm using 15-minute candles. And then I'm using the flex orb and 15 weekly 15. These are up to you, colors, whatever you want it to be. That's up to you, really. But yeah, and it'll start developing on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when it breaks out, you can do that. Now, let me show you how you could create an alert real quick. All right. So if you were wanting to wait for if you wanted to know when the top broke out or the middle, whatever it is you wanted to know, you can do the top. We would turn this mid light on, and then we do the byline, right? So you've got this line right here, this line or this line that you can set alerts for, right? So all we would do is we would come in, put a horizontal bar right here, right? And then click on, okay, we've got to get out of replay to do this actual. So hold on, let's do this. So we'll just do it on this one right here. So when the orb is developed, which is going to be done by 6:15 on Sundays, you come and you put a line there and a line here, right? And you come in and you click add alert, right? And then we want not price, but we want that first light beacon, the first one in the list that's on there. And we want to know when, just say when the byline's crossing through it. The byline crossing horizontal line once per bar close, click create. Now, when this green line, that byline, crosses through your horizontal bar like that, you're going to get a ding, right? And even if it's just 3 in the morning, chances are you're going to get a pullback during US time zone, right? And there we go. There's a pullback at 7:45, and you can get into that trade there just like that, right? And you're going to put your risk down there, and then you're going to go for your 2 to 1, or you're going to target another end cap or some liquidity, a top or something like that, and get into the trade, right? So you're gonna know when these actually leave these orbs just by doing that right there. So if you have any questions, put it in the comments below. Let's see if this one's probably gonna bounce around. Up. Come on, baby, let's go. Get it. Wow, it wicked it. Okay, there we go. If you have any questions, put it in the comment, and I will answer them. Have a good one.